Let's speak with Tom O'Connor, a senior foreign policy writer at Newsweek. He joins us from Staten Island in New York. Tom, good seeing you. So Russia has been holding back, as we know, from an all-out assault on the steel plant in Mariupol for whatever reason. But once all civilians are evacuated, there's really nothing stopping Russian forces from claiming the entire city, is there?
No, not really. And this city is quite important, not only because it's a very strategically located city, but because it represents a node in what appears to be a land bridge that the Russian forces are attempting to establish from the Donbass region through to Crimea. And this would be a very important strategic victory ahead of or coinciding with the upcoming May Day celebrations that are expected in Moscow.
Speaking of which, we've been hearing growing concerns about that Russia's Victory Day celebrations, as you said, on May 9th. Which could mean, as some people think, an escalated conflict in Ukraine. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, so we heard from Foreign Minister Lavrov that there would be no deadline associated with the Victory Day parade, but it's hard to not see that there'd be some sort of symbolism associated with this day, especially with the denazification pretext that President Putin's announced for this conflict. Obviously, we know that President Putin holds World War II history in very high esteem. It's something that he's attached his own leadership to. So we should expect to hear an address from Putin, some very strong statements as to the conflict, as to how it's going. Now, whether it's a de-escalation or escalation, I think the jury's still out on that, or if it just kind of passes. But I do think that this Mariupol issue, I think the land bridge establishing a corridor from Russia's actual borders through to its claimed borders in Crimea as well, will be a significant development that President Putin can already claim in the conflict, and something that he'll look to fortify in the coming days and weeks.
President Putin, Tom, spoke on Tuesday with the French president and said the West continues to ignore the crimes committed by Ukrainian forces. Do you think in there is a message that could help end the conflict?
Well, it's difficult. President Macron of France has been one of many world leaders and one of the most active in trying to serve a mediating role between the Russians and the Ukrainians, even in the months leading up to this conflict. We haven't really seen much progress there. Of course, France was a member of the Minsk group, overseeing those the ceasefire efforts before this conflict began. But those protocols are essentially dead now, of course, now that there is open warfare between the two countries. So it's difficult to see what world leaders could do to really step between these two powers. There needs to be a direct diplomatic effort, and I think that countries can play an encouraging role from both sides to see that take place right now. But with the current military situation, there hasn't been very many diplomatic developments bilaterally between Russia and Ukraine. There were some early efforts, but it seems rather certain that there would have to be some sort of peaceful settlement to this conflict at some stage, and we're not really seeing any progress toward that right now, but it is something that we should hope for.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Tom, appreciate the conversation. Thank you.